Hey, it's Michael Saul, but everybody calls me Tiny. This video is, well, the Dow made it, so now what? Plus Mr. TLRY's wild ride. This is stock market analysis for the week of September 24th, 2018. If you would like to receive intra-week updates, go to www.attackthemarkets.com, put in your first name, best email address, follow the instructions from there. Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/attack the markets. To join up, just answer 3 simple questions and you'll be let in. If you like what you're hearing, give me a thumbs up and leave a comment. Also, hit the subscribe button and smash that bell to make sure you're updated whenever I send out a new video or I upload a new video. All right, so we're going to start with the Dow this week. Why? Because for the past few weeks, I have been saying that this rally will continue at least until the Dow hit its new all-time high. Well, it did that this past week. Great, wonderful. It wasn't a huge prognostication, if I'm even saying the word correctly, which I'm probably not, because we were close enough anyway. So we did go up there and hit it. Friday, we did have a little kind of pause type of day, but we're pretty extended here, and I would not be surprised if we see a pullback. Do I think we're starting a bear market? No. Do I think that we're going to get an enormous correction that's going to shake the foundation of... No. But a pullback? Yeah, I think it's possible. We have a gap to fill here. We're extended from the mean, and the financial markets are a mean reverting market. So, to me, I believe that we will be seeing a pullback sooner rather than later. However, as of right now, there is no evidence saying that that pullback will be nothing more than another buying opportunity. Okay? So, is this a short here? Yeah, I don't like shorting strong uptrends. They can go a lot further than you think. So, what I am looking to do is I am looking to watch for a pullback, look for the stocks that are performing the best during that pullback, and when the market turns, look to get on those stocks. Okay? Sounds simple, right? Well, it's a lot harder than it sounds, number one, but the point is you don't need complex, crazy systems in order to take advantage of the market, especially when it's in a strong trend like this. All right, let's take a look at the S&P. So the S&P also hit a new high and had a down day on Friday. Here's the Russell. Didn't quite get a new high yet, so the small caps are diverging. Is this a problem? I don't know if it's a problem more than just something to kind of pay attention to. It's not this giant red flag being waved here. Here's the NASDAQ, also lagging a little bit here, and the mid-caps are sideways as well. They all, none of these last three, the mid-caps, the Russell 2000, or the NASDAQ, look bad here, all right? But I would like to see a pullback in the Dow and the S&P, and maybe in these three also, and then to see if the next time up, these three that are lagging can get to new highs as well. All right, but again, remember, we're just off the highs on the mid-caps, Russell, and the NASDAQ. So it's not like, oh my goodness, look at this divergence, and they're nowhere to be seen. I mean, yeah, it's a divergence when everything is not doing the same thing, but it's not such a crazy divergence that it's time to run around and start screaming for sell signals. Okay. All right, the semiconductors, they've been lagging for a while. Hasn't stopped the market from moving, but all in all, it's sideways, right? I would not call this a bear trend. Here's KLA Tanker. Yeah, I mean, off the highs, not really acting so well. I mean, it was down almost 20%, right? But it's just more consolidation, sideways action. Remember, KLA Tanker was way ahead of itself. Same thing as NVIDIA. And these stocks were way ahead of themselves. NVIDIA is pulling back. Looks like it wants to test that 50-day moving average. Here's Intel. So Intel is continuing on its short-term downtrend, not a long-term downtrend, not in a bear market. Oh, yeah, well, it's off 20. I mean, is it off 20%? Let's see. It's probably close, right? So 58 times 2, what's that, 11? I don't even, it's not quite 12. So, yeah, I mean, was it 12 points off its highs? Yep. So technically, it's 20%. That's a bear market. Yeah, I don't know. It's in a short-term downtrend, though. But all in all, look, I mean, it's more in a range, more in a bigger range. Here's ADI consolidating as well. Let's take a look at the banks. Banks are the picture of consolidation. They have been since May or April. Here's Bank of America consolidating. Here's JP Morgan out in front. So this is one I would be watching on the long side if you're looking for longs in the banks. Here's Citigroup, another one. Broke out of V consolidation that we highlighted last week. Nice entry there. And a quick move. Remember, Citigroup moved a couple points. That's a lot for a stock like Citigroup. What about Northern Trust or a Zion? Yeah, just more sideways, sloppy nonsense. How about the broker-dealer? Yeah, same kind of deal. Here's Goldman Sachs. I mean, more sloppy than anything. Here's Morgan. Here's Interactive Brokers. And yeah, I'm kind of buzzing through these because I'm not really seeing anything. Here's Interactive. This could be a small little bear flag here. Now, this is off, let's see, so you got 80 down to, call it what, 56? So that's nearly 30%. It's just about, that's nearly 30% off the highs. I mean, this is a pretty nice size move. This was an uptrend. Now it looks like it's moving down. It looks like a bear flag. Watch 55 as support, and below 55, you got a potential move down to this gap fill down at 47. I mean, it's already given back its entire gains for 2018, and it was having a really nice year. It was up 33% at one point. So now that it's red again, I mean, people are definitely underwater here. They may be deciding to abandon ship. Just something to pay attention to here. I'm not, just pay attention to this, especially if you're long. Make sure you have your stop losses on, but it may be a good shorting opportunity as well. How about the biotechs? Yeah, the biotechs are strong considering, right? They haven't really turned the tail. And yeah, they're kind of sideways here, but they're just coming off fresh highs. So here's BIIB, which is definitely sideways. Here's Gilead coming out of its pattern here, so we want to pay attention there. And then you got Amgen, which is just off the highs, closed flat on Friday after hitting a new high. How about the glamour stocks we like to look at? Amazon showing relative weakness comparatively to how it's been acting, right? Yeah, this is not a short signal yet, but it's on the 50-day moving average. What I mean by comparable weakness is it's not at another new high, right? Bezos is still the richest man in the world, and it's coming off the highs here, but watch the 50. If the 50-day does give maybe some downside to this previous high down here in the 1760s, here's Apple consolidating. Watch the 50-day moving average. Here's Alphabet. If this falls, watch the 200-day moving average there. Here's the Zuck book. Watch the Zuck book. I still think it's hitting those March lows. So that's Facebook, obviously, not called the Zuck book, but that's what I say. Netflix has decided to move sideways for a little bit, but if it can pop above 380, it may want to attack the highs. Here's Tesla. Still on the bounce. Again, I wouldn't really be going near this stock with a 10-foot pole. How about Chipotle? Yeah, Chipotle was recently at highs up in August, but this break below the 50 looks like it may want to retrace down to these lows down to in the 426 area. Something down there. Here's Caterpillar. All right, Caterpillar looks like it may want to test the range highs up here in the 160s. Here's John Deere. Also may want to test its range highs up in the 160s as well. All right, let's look at bonds. Yeah, bonds continuing to fall, which means rates are rising. It's on a little bit of a bounce here, but I think once this bounce peters, I think it's going through this floor here. And I think the TLT is headed for at least a move down to the 112.75 number. It's like, if it gets there and it continues to go down, yeah, rates could continue to rise up here. So just pay attention here, especially if you have an adjustable rate mortgage, etc. How about oil? Yeah, so oil went up to test the highs, but didn't quite get there. Right now, it's more sideways than anything, so we'll see what its next move wants to be. And gold, a lot of people are calling for a gold rally. I don't see it quite yet. I think it's going lower, and I think it has a chance of testing 108 on the short term. So, the happy recap. market hitting new highs, the Dow and the S&P, the mid-caps, small caps, and the NASDAQ did not quite get there, but they're not so far off the highs that it's a blaring divergence. Yes, it is a divergence because everything is not in sync. However, I don't think we're starting a bear market. I don't think we're getting a huge correction, but I can definitely see the case for a pullback here. Once that pullback occurs, I'm going to look for the strongest stocks for long side entry. So let's talk about a stock. Let's talk about TLRY Inc., TLRY, okay? And this stock had a lot of juice with it. I have to give a disclosure here. My father-in-law told me back in August he bought this stock at $26. And I believe him. I don't think he's lying. And it was back in August before it did this. So, yeah, that's not a pump and dump. It trades tens of millions of shares a day and everything. So, but I have no idea when he's selling it. I don't manage his day-to-day trading or anything like that. But I remember he was bragging about it, being that he bought it at 26 when it was in the 30s. And I know he still owns it. Doesn't own a ton of it or anything like that, but I have to disclose it. Just so you know. So, and I'm not calling this a buying opportunity here. At this point, I think it's going to test back to the 20 EMA at a minimum, but it caught some fire here. There was talk about Peter Thiel buying it for his fund. It went all the way up to $300 on the nose here. And then that day, it sold all the way back to red and then wound up bouncing. And then Thursday, that was last Wednesday, and then Thursday and Friday, it had pulled back. So we want to watch the 20 EMA here as support. I don't know if it's going to be a buy signal there or not. I would rather watch this intraday, but definitely some intraday trading range here. All right, this is a 15-minute chart. If I showed you the smaller time frames, you'd see it also, but it's a day trader's dream, although it does move really, really fast, so it could also be a day trader's nightmare, especially if you're not sized properly or have the proper stop losses. This is definitely the kind of stock that a guy like Kachingo used to get blown out on and lose hundreds of thousands of dollars in a matter of hours on. So it just reminds me, I'm not a huge volatility fan, right? I'm not somebody who loves the volatile stuff. I would rather look for stocks that trade in a more predictable, right? Nothing is 100% predictable, of course. That's why there's money to be made, but a more predictable kind of pattern. Right, but this is definitely one that's hot right now. Just I get a lot of questions on it. Been getting a lot of emails on it. Just keep your eyes focused on this one if you're trading it. Don't get up to even go to the bathroom. Keep a bucket nearby. Sorry, it sounds a little gross, but when something's this volatile, you got to be careful. All right. Any questions? Tiny@attackthemarkets.com. Don't forget to hit subscribe and smash that bell to always be updated when another video is released. So that's it. I'll speak to you in the intra-week updates or in next week's video. Have a great trading week.